Hey everyone, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and if you're new here, we take some new releases and reissues every Friday that came out on vinyl and have a little discussion about some of their attributes and what's going on with those. And I should mention, when we keep talking about, there's a lot in fact this week of reissues, but sometimes they're just repressings and they just throw them into the new release pile because with the supply chain issues after the first round, it's been so delayed for another pressing that's why sometimes you'll hear me talk about things that were only released in 2020. Typically reissues have something fancier about them. They're either like anniversary editions, or they have a bonus track, or they've repackaged them or remastered them, stuff like that. But things that are just repressings are just things that have been out fairly recently, but like I said, they still put them in the new release batches, so that's what we're talking about. Anyway, I always start out with picks of the week, and this week my pick for you is from the great Michael Monroe, and this is called I Live Too Fast to Die Young, and it is on Silver Lining label, music label. And Michael Monroe was in the band Hanoi Rocks in the 80s, and he has been a solo artist for quite some time now, but he's just like a dedicated warrior of rock and roll. In fact, this guy's like the crown prince of exciting electric frontmen, and he is, I kind of in my head always refer to him as being like a professional rock star. He's just, if it's not 110%, it's like, for him, it's like, fuck no, hard pass. He's gonna be everything plus. But anyway, this is his second album on the Silver Lining music label, and it's a follow-up to 2019's critically acclaimed One Man Gang. So anyway, even the pandemic doesn't get in the way of Michael Monroe and his band, and they've got real tight, lean, mean, just real fun rock and roll going on here. The tracks there's 11 tracks on it, and they're very like crisp electric, kind of that CBGB's kind of punk style with glitter, that sort of thing. Anyway, really great melodies going with these riffs that are so expansive. They've got like a couple of nods to the Stones, and the title track takes aim off of the driving backbeat and this defiant chorus just dripping with Michael Monroe's irrepressible attitude. You can feel it right through the vocals. And like I say, it's just a lot of fun. Who couldn't use some fun right now? This was recorded at Inkfish Studios in Helsinki, Finland, between November and December of 2021. Album enjoys several guests, including Guns N' Roses legend Slash on solos of the additional guitar tracks and on the title track. And Michael Monroe giving us our summertime fun rock and roll record here. So great stuff. My second pick for you is from the Mysterines. It's called Reeling, and it's on the Fiction label. This is the debut album. They're a British alternative rock band from Liverpool, and they take the very raw elements of grunge and they just blow them sky high with some huge classic rock choruses. They've got an amazing female singer, this Leah Metcalf, and she has a snarl so ferocious and a stage presence so commanding that like anybody that's doubting kind of heavy guitar music's future in 2022, you'll think again, because this is going to really appeal to fans of people that like Wolf Alice or Smashing Pumpkins or PJ Harvey, that kind of stuff. Anyway, great debut from them, so nice going. Okay, let's get to this list, and I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can for you. It's Friday. We all want to go home. First up is 45 Grave, Party Time. This is a 7-inch here, and it's a highly collectible 7-inch from these goth punk legends, 45 Grave. It includes rare demo versions of the band's best loved songs, including Party Time, which was featured in the 1985 horror classic Return of the Living Dead, and the MTV hit called Evil. Anyway, you can get this on silver or red vinyl, okay? And that's here for you now. All right, so getting to it. After that, this is Asia in Asia, live at Budokan Tokyo, 1983. Now, Asia, they're this multi-platinum selling global superstar English rock band formed in London in 1981. And they're featuring some of the most important figures in the prog rock scene, including Jeff Downes, who was in Yes and the Buggles, Steve Howe from Yes, Greg Lake from ELP, and Carl Palmer from ELP. So this incredible performance was first live broadcast between Japan and MTV and has only ever been on VHS. So the album features some of Age's biggest and most recognizable tracks like Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Tell, and Soul Survivor. This has now been remastered and available on CD and vinyl for the very first time. This newly packaged release includes originally designed artwork from the painter and artist Roger Dean, who used to do all of the Yes covers, and I think did like a Uriah Heep's Demons and Wizards cover, all that old 70s like stuff. He used to do the artwork there. But anyway, it's got a booklet with photos and notes. Now, this is the 2 LP version. I believe there's a box that's like a 4 LP version that has like even more stuff, and we're just treating that one like a special order. So we brought in the 2 LP version, okay? Next up is Bad Religion, The Process of Belief, and this is on Epitaph, 12th studio album by American punk rock band Bad Religion. So after touring in support of the previous album, The New America, in 2000, Brett Gurewitz rejoined Bad Religion in 2001 after a 7-year hiatus. So the band re-signed with Epitaph and began work on its first album for the label in over 8 years. The album also marked the first album to feature Brooks Wackerman, who replaced the drummer Bobby Schayer. The album marked the return to faster, more energetic songwriting style of Bad Religion's earlier albums, and many have compared it favorably to their past releases. Anyway, this is a reissue. It's the 20th anniversary edition. It's pressed on orange and black Galaxy vinyl. Okay, and another, I'm going to call this one are we going to call this a reissue or a repress? Let's see. This is Claypolen and Delirium. It's South of Reality. It's the second album of theirs through ATO. Consists of American multi-instrumentalist Sean Lennon and Primus's Les Claypool. It was originally released in 2019. So we're going to say repress, but they did put it this time on purple and blue amethyst colored vinyl, 2 LPs, gatefold sleeve, and it includes a digital download. Okay, this one is John Daly, Ding Dong Delicious Sky, and this is on the Northern Sky label. It's the debut album from him. He's known for his roles on Kroll Show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Bob's Burgers, and Big Mouth. The actor as Gone Musician, he casts a very wide net, kind of cycling through a new genre with nearly every song incorporating new wave, country, electro, Irish folk, lo-fi, guitar, pop, ska, and classic rock. So, you know, he's all over the place, and the effect of that is like you're scanning the radio dial, but, you know, kind of like the DJs have sort of like lost it. Anyway, it's on sky blue vinyl, comes with a digital download coupon, and he is a comedian, so I think it is supposed to be funny. There you go. Okay, and I'm sorry, but everything's blowing. I have to have the fan on. This warehouse is sweltering in here today. All right, this is the Doobie Brothers, Liberte, and this is on Island. So 4-time Grammy Award winners and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, Doobie Brothers present their 15th full-length album, Liberte. Contains 12 new tracks produced and co-written by John Shanks, who's worked with Bon Jovi and Sheryl Crow and Miley Cyrus. The album precedes their 49-city North American tour to celebrate their 50th anniversary with original members Tom Johnston, Pat Simmons, and John McPhee. And I think that on the road, Michael McDonald is going to be joining them. They're all going to tour together for the first time in 25 years. So, you know. Dinosaur Rock. There you go. All right, next up, this is Double Exposure, 10% Light on South Soul Records. Now, 10% Light is the debut studio album recorded by Philadelphia-based disco group Double Exposure. Was originally released in 1976 on the South Soul label, and the album reached number 40 on the U.S. R&B charts. And they have an incredible rendition of the Four Tops' Baby I Need Your Lovin'. That's real great on this. It's been out of print for over 25 years. Limited edition reissue contains updated cover sleeve artwork and is pressed on limited edition opaque light green vinyl. So that is definitely a reissue. Okay, then we have George Ezra, Gold Rush Kid. And this is from the Columbia Records Group. Highly anticipated new album from this singer-songwriter, 12-track album. Speaking about the lead single, he says, "Any One for You" is a patchwork of lyric ideas found in old notebooks and chance moments shared between musicians in the studio. So he says it's a joyous and infectious, and he can't help but smile every time he sings it. So after 2 successful albums that this guy's had, Wanted on Voyage and Staying at Tamara, both of which reached number 1 in the UK and sold millions around the world, it was time to return to Heart and Hearth with an album written and produced entirely in London with his long-standing collaborator, Joel Pott. With Gold Rush Kid, he has created a reviving and invigorating collection of songs. His stuff is folk pop, soul, and blues kind of oriented. I'm gonna talk myself into coughing here. There's so much to say. Okay, next up, here she is. Samantha Fish, Black Wind Howlin'. It's on the Rough label. All right, so this kind of gives the finger to the cliche of a difficult second album, firing off 12 classic tracks that chart Samantha's evolution as a songwriter, gunslinger, and lyricist. While lesser artists work to a template or settle into a pigeonhole, Samantha shifts her shape across Black Wind Howlin'. The track listing. She can be brutally rocking on certain cuts and yet elsewhere shifting gears into an aching slide guitar balladry. 180 gram, her second. It really seemed like her first record was only released a short time ago, so that was like kind of a quick off the draw there. Okay, this is Go Sailor, self-titled. It's on Slumberland Records. Now, they were a great short-lived band from the mid-90s who represent a key link in the U.S. indie music chain. They released 3 great singles, a few compilation tracks, and then they went their separate ways. But what records they are. They're basic and lovely in their songwriting. They're perfect snapshots of where indie pop was during that last blast of pre-internet activity for indie artists. Touching on time-honored themes of friendship and love, lost and found, they resonate with honesty and purity of intention. This is on Blue Galaxy vinyl. Comes with a download code. Okay, this one, Hangman's Chair, A Loner. This is on Nuclear Blast America. And they formed in 2005 in Paris. And they're one of the most unique sounding rock bands currently active. So through the years, they found and fine-tuned their own sonic brand somewhere at the crossroads between like Typo Negative, Alice in Chains, and Sisters of Mercy, to name a few. They're mixed with a certain street credibility that's connected to their roots in hardcore and even tinges of shoegaze. So their first, A Loner, is their first record on Germany-based worldwide leading metal Nuclear Blast, telling tales about loneliness in all of its forms. This record has all the trademarks that make Hangman's Chair music so visceral, and it will keep you right in the tight grip from the very first listen. Limited edition, gray, light blue, and black marbled vinyl. Okay. This one is Hermitude, and this is called Mirror Mountain. I love this cover. I love that sculpture. Network Records is the label. It's a multi-instrumentalist duo that comprises Hermitude, I forgot their names. I wrote my notes and I dipped out for a minute. I guess I didn't put their names. I'm sorry. Hermitude, anyway, they hold up together at home with a pared back music setup. They began a process that was all about taking back control over how and why they make music as Hermitude. The duo recorded vocal sessions in person to create a more intimate experience, and you can hear it the way the drums coil themselves around these closely recorded vocals. That also allows the voice to soar in the upper octaves very easily. And this control over the process led to loosening of their creative inhibitions. A year and a half later, this was finished. The album acts as a reawakening and a place to draw strength as time goes by. Okay, so the production quality and mixing are all around. It's super clean and polished. It's on clear vinyl for you. Okay, then we have the Horse Lords, the Common Task, and this is on Northern Spy. Common Task, fourth studio album by this American experimental rock band, originally released in 2020, so this is a repress. Their music contains elements of math rock and krautrock, free jazz, minimalism, and other styles. It's kind of a hard pill for the average music fan to swallow, but it's meticulous and complex, but it's also very joyous and celebratory. This is on green, blue, color, and color vinyl edition. Now, what the hell does that mean? It's one of those things where right after the paper label in the middle, it starts out blue, it goes to green, and I think you're going to find the edge all around is yellow. So it's limited to 100 copies, and it's got a digital download, and it's only available at indie retailers because, like I said, that is not a title that's going to really go blowing out the door. It's a grower, okay? Now we have Waylon Jennings, The Lost to Nashville Sessions, and this is on the Select Hits label. It's a collection of never released Waylon Jennings recordings that are finally available. The album's track list includes classics such as Only Daddy That'll Walk the Line, Singer of Sad Songs, and Green River. And a few songs of cover songs are thrown in as well, like his take on Chuck Berry's Brown-Eyed Handsome Man and Chris Christopherson's Sunday Morning Coming Down. Now, the latter there was made famous by Johnny Cash, who also happened to be Waylon Jennings' roommate in the few years prior to Waylon Jennings recording it. So all the Lost Sessions vocals were recorded in the summer of 1970, but were greatly enhanced by Robbie Turner, the late country legend's longtime steel guitarist and producer. So he now plays with Chris Stapleton, among other country greats, and he added background vocals to the project along with new instrumentation. So this is limited edition ruby red translucent vinyl. Okay, now this is, I was shocked at the anniversary of this because, believe it or not, this is the 50th anniversary of Elton John's Madman Across the Water. This is a 4 LP box on the Mercury label. This contains a 40-page booklet with introductions by Elton and his writing partner, Bernie Taupin. It's a full essay featuring interviews with many who helped make this record, plus a reproduction 1971 poster, as well as memorabilia and artwork from the Rocket Archive. So LP1 is a remaster of Madman Across the Water. LP2 and 3 are demos, piano demos, live and alternate versions. And LP4 is BBC Sounds for Saturday concert that was first broadcast in 1972. So again, the 50th anniversary of that, which I really was surprised. I just didn't think it was that old, but okay, wow. All right, and next up, this is, drop everything, Joye Manor, 40 Ounces to Fresno, and this is on the Epitaph label. It's a highly anticipated 6th studio album from Joye Manor. 9-song album is an honest, hard-hitting, post-emo power pop offering packed with the elevated writing and earnest delivery Joye Manor is loved for. So they have toured extensively, and their live show has been the drive behind their success. Their band is from Torrance, California. They started in 2008, believe it or not, in the Disneyland parking lot, named after an apartment complex they would walk past every day. Joye Manor made the debut as an acoustic two-piece, but quickly learned that playing loud and fast was much more fun. They invited their friends into the lineup, and the band has released 5 studio albums. So you can get this on black or opaque pink vinyl, and not impressed with the stickers on this one because they look exactly the same, only this one says limited edition colored vinyl. It doesn't even tell you that it's opaque pink, and this one of course doesn't say anything but 40 ounces to Fresno. So not impressed. You guys know me, and I get such a stickler for information. on the front of these albums. God, go figure, right? Okay. Then we have Kiss off the soundboard. This one is Donington 1996 from UME. Live recording from the soundboard during the Monsters of Rock Festival at Donington Park in England on August 17th of 1996. Features Do You Love Me, God of Thunder, and performed by Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. Okay, this is the third authorized Kiss live bootleg series. You know, we've talked about the first two already. It's available on 3LP, black vinyl, or red vinyl. So this one, again, the stickers look the same, but here it'll say black vinyl. Oh, let me show you that up close. See, it'll say black vinyl set. And then the other one, come here. All right. Everything's like, it's coming apart, you guys. Yeah, this one here then is red vinyl set. Again, I like color-coded stickers, but I appreciate that they made the effort to let us know what's going on. All right, this is Cottonmouth Kings, Long Live the Kings. 2 LPs on the Cleopatra label, this for the first time ever on vinyl. The landmark 10th studio album from hip-hop troupe Cottonmouth Kings. The album proved a major leap forward for the band, hitting number 26 on the Billboard 200 charts and cracking into the number 3 spot on the top rap albums chart, sort of proving that Cottonmouth Kings brand could endure. Features guest appearances by Tech Nine, Insane Clown Posse, and Big B. So this is available on limited edition green vinyl. It kind of looks like that. But anyway, that is, first time on vinyl for that one. All right. And now, still shuffling stuff, sorry. All right, this is Creator. This is Hate Uber Alice. And on Nuclear Blast America, this is world-renowned extreme metal titans Creator. They're back 5 years after their incredibly successful Gods of Violence album. The genre-defining band kind of presents their most political effort to date. This is kind of in the tradition of the U.S. punk icons Dead Kennedys, with who had California Alice. This is a bold statement against hate and the division of society in today's world. It's while perfecting their signature sound of thrash metal that inspired countless other bands over the past 4 decades, Creator have managed to close the gap between the old and the new, still searching and growing and reaching new audiences, playing sold-out shows to even bigger crowds as they move on. 11 tracks that once again show who's boss in this game. And that's here for you now. It's a double. No, it's a triple. And their side C has 3 songs, and I'm sure side 4 has the etching. So, okay. That's a thing now, isn't it? All right. This is Lazy Bone. It's not a game. X-Ray Cleopatra for the first time ever on vinyl. The 2005 debut solo album by Bone Thugs-n-Harmony member and godfather to Mo Thugs family, Lazy Bone, featuring Smokin' on Information with Snoop Dogg, Thug Nation with Crazy Bone, plus appearances by Twista MTF, WC of West Side Connection, and more. So hip-hop, West Coast hip-hop is back in demand, thanks to the Blockbuster Super Bowl halftime show. This is available on silver vinyl. And there we go. Okay. This is Kelly Lee Owens, LP8. This is on Small Town Super Sound after releasing her sophomore album, Inner Song, in the midst of the pandemic. She was faced with the sudden realization that her world tour could no longer go ahead. So she wanted to keep on with the untapped energy. So she decided on a spontaneous decision to just fly off to Oslo. And there was no real plan or anything. But it just so happened her flight out of London was the last before the borders were closed. And so there she was in Oslo. And this got underway. So she arrives in these like snow globe conditions of sub-zero temperatures. She began spending a lot of time in the studio with Lasse Marhagen, and is an esteemed avant noise artist. And he envisioned making music that would fall loosely in line with like throbbing gristle. And she wanted and planned to create something more inspired by Enya. They had this thing of meeting each other halfway and pairing tough industrial sounds with this ethereal Celtic mysticism, and creating music that really ebbs and flows between tension and release. And it's on white vinyl, and that's an interesting one. Okay, then we have Ben Platt, Reverie. This is on Atlantic, and in and out of songs like daydreams on this one, akin to a gust of fresh air through an open window, short bursts of fancy renew and revive us. And so he uncorks such moments of escapism here on his second full-length album. It's aptly titled Reverie. It's an award-winning artist, bottles butterflies of joy, wonder, and hope inside immersive pop underlined with warm electronic soundscapes, eloquent lyricism, and show-stopping vocal dynamics. It's in a 40-minute album here. It's full of energetic pop and soft songs of hardship. Okay. Now we have Flora Purim, if you will. This is on the Strut label, and she's a key figure in Brazilian jazz fusion with a career spanning over more than 60 years. Her solo albums on American label Milestone remain like true jazz fusion classics. Anyway, this is her first solo album in over 15 years, and it's on limited edition clear vinyl. All right, we've got a couple of reissues of Question Mark and the Mysterians. This one is 96 Tears. It's on ABCO. So in 1966, this raw yet infectious 96 Tears kind of swept the airwaves, hitting #1 on Billboard Hot 100, beating out the Monkees, the Four Tops, the Rolling Stones, Elvis Presley, and the Beach Boys. Question Mark and the Mysterians' debut album, 96 Tears, it followed that single and reached 1 million sales. So the LP with 10 more original tunes, including the top 40 hit I Need Somebody, plus a version of T-Bone Walker's Stormy Monday, peaked at 66, and it's voted one of Rolling Stone's greatest songs of all time, that 96 Years, and this is on 150-gram vinyl. Okay, so their other one is called Action, and this one was the follow-up, the second album, and it was released in 1967. The album sleeves notes, and they include facts about the band, including their interests, and much of their interests are also the inspiration of many of their songs. So those are back in action. Okay, this is also interesting. This is Max Richter, Elena Urost, and Shineki Orchestra. This is the new Four Seasons Vivaldi composed. This is on Deutsche Grammophon, and it's an alternative rendering. So Shineki, the groundbreaking British ensemble consisting of majority Black, Asian, and ethnically diverse musicians, and soloist American violinist Elena Urosti. They play on gut strings and period instruments, the kind that Vivaldi would have heard and played in his own time. The new recording was produced on an analog mixing desk at Richter's own cutting-edge studio, Richter Ma, and with the composer himself playing an early Moog from the 1970s. 180-gram gatefold jacket. It's kind of funny if you guys were, if you ever kind of were doing band stuff in school, any flute player kind of hates Vivaldi because that Four Seasons, they had you doing that upright and over the side. It was painful. Okay, but anyway, this is cool. This one here is Julius Rodriguez, Let Sound Tell All. This is on the Verve label, and this is his debut album, Let Sound Tell All. He just is in a cauldron of gospel, jazz, classical, R&B, hip-hop experimentation, production, and technical wizardry, and he creates this stunning debut that really kind of eschews classification but commands attention. When you hear him play the music, it's a modern sound. It's as fluent in history as it is aware of contemporary context. His music dares to imagine a future of new standards and sonic excitement. So that's kind of a good one there too. All right, this is The Rolling Stones licked live in New York's in NYC. Mercury Studios is the label. They embarked on a worldwide tour in 2002 and 3 that would cover 117 shows in a variety of theaters, arenas, and stadiums. This show captures their January 2003 performance at Madison Square Garden in New York City and features guest appearance from Sheryl Crow on Honky Tonk Women. Licked Live in NYC includes previously unreleased performances of Start Me Up, Tumble and Dice, Gimme Shelter, and Sympathy for the Devil. It's pressed on 180-gram white vinyl, limited edition, 3 LPs. And this has not been available that way on vinyl. So that's kind of an exciting thing. Now, this crazy little thing is the Rolling Stones singles, 1963 to 1966, 18 7-inch records box set. This is through ABCO. Comprehensive and chronological overview of the Stones' early career as pop chart hitmakers. Contains 18 vinyl, 7 inches, 45 RPM singles and EPs in the original picture sleeves, and a 32-page book with liner notes by Rolling Stones authority Nigel Williamson, plus a set of 5 photo cards. I'm assuming because there's 5 of them, there's probably each on a photo card. Has a color poster. It's all housed in a hard shell box. Limited edition box set here. So, I'm not a big fan of 7-inch box sets because just the fact that you can never leave the side of your turntable. You just have to sit there and, it takes it's a lot of commitment for that. But it's cool, and it's just a nice way to get like all those like original sleeves and everything in one go, right? So very nice, very nice. All right, here we go with another of the Roxy Music reissues. This is Manifesto. This is on the Republic label. 1979, they released Manifesto, almost 4 years since their last album, and brought with it one of the band's biggest hits, the second single and disco-tinged Dance Away, and it was a top 10 selling single of 1979. So each Roxy Music album here has been reissued with a fresh half-speed cut by Miles Shoell at Abbey Road Studios, London. All 8 of the Roxy Music studio albums have had their artwork revised and with a gloss laminated finish so that each album is not just a record but a piece of art. So that's available now. I think we've had a couple of those come through already, have we not? This one also, Roxy Music Siren, and this one is also on Republic, and it was released in 1975. And this one produced the singles Love is the Drug and Both Ends Burning. Love is the Drug actually became the Roxy Music's highest charting single in the U.S., reaching number 30 on the Billboard Hot 100. So this is a captivating offering from Roxy Music, which draws you in closer and closer with every listen. Now, those of you that are new to the game might not know this, but this cover model here is the great Jerry Hall, who was Mick Jagger's wife for a while. Doesn't that look like a difficult shoot? So anyway, really a classic cover. Our Roxy Music always had kind of great covers, though. Okay, this one here is the Michael Schenker Group, Universal, and it's on the Atomic Fire label. Now, there's few rock guitarists on this planet who have had such a lasting influence on so many renowned, different bands that he's been in and stuff, with his outstanding fluid style and his, real wealth of ideas and instinctive feel for hooks and melodies. He's like a living legend who, despite his long-standing and distinguished history, still impresses with his unflagging energy and drive. He started his career in the early 70s with the Scorpions, and he achieved worldwide fame after joining British rock group UFO, and then seamlessly continued his global success story under his own name, like Michael Schenker Group, that was MSG, and Temple of Rock and Michael Schenker Fest. Anyway, his newest album, Universal, features the strength of his exceptional musicianship. First-rate songs with anthemic melodies, catchy guitar riffs, inspiring solos. So, like its predecessor, Immortal, that came out in 2019, Universal was produced by him and Michael Voss at Voss's Kid Room Studio. Now there's two ways to get this one. There's limited edition clear black marbled vinyl that is limited to 2,000 copies, and that tells you that up in the corner here sticker. Or the other way, oops, knocking this out of frame, sorry guys. The other way is blue transparent white black marbled vinyl, and that one is limited to 500 copies. Okay, so you can get that either way. Okay, then we have Sea and Cake, the Fawn. This is on the Thrill Jockey label. Basically, Sea and Cake, they're like an unsexy Stereolab, not just because the band lacks a French female singer, which they do, but it's painstakingly low-key. And like Stereolab, they're a prolific... these guys, they're a Chicago quartet. They incorporate space rock drones and dance music grooves and cocktail lounge kind of music, but what usually avoid, they kind of don't have the rhythmic and melodic hooks that would really transform a pleasant soundscapes into some really potent songs like the way Stereolab does it. Anyway, this is on limited edition clear with high melt blue vinyl. What the hell is high melt blue vinyl? I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that, but it will tell you that that's what it is on this label down here. Okay? Next up, we have Spangle, Tales of the Inexpressible on Twisted Records. Tales of the Inexpressible, originally released in 2001, so we're going to call this a repress, was a much anticipated and well-loved successor to Spangle's first album. So here Simon and Raja take us on a journey through their musical worlds, full of influences garnered on their travels of the four corners of the earth. This reissue is on 180-gram vinyl, and it's 2 LPs. This is Snap, Rhythm is a Dancer on BMG. This is a song by German Eurodance group Snap. It's released in March of '92. It's the second single from their second album, The Madman's Return. The song was an international success. It was topping charts in France, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Germany, and South Africa, and the United Kingdom. And it also reached the top 5 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. It was originally not planned to be released as a single, but good club reactions made their label change their minds. Logic was their label, and they arranged a private test at their own discotheque, The Omen, to see how well the public responded to the new song, and that's where the instant club appeal of Rhythm is a Dancer first came to notice. Anyway, this is a 10-inch. It's on translucent yellow vinyl. It's limited to 5,000 copies, and it's hand numbered. It's a 30th anniversary edition, and there's the hand numbering there, and this is number 1406 out of 5,000, so it's not a bad number. All right, now we have, this is a real weird thing. This is David Soldier, Comer and Milamid, People's Choice Music on the Needle Juice label. This is the brainchild of Russian conceptual artists Vitaly Komar and Alexander Melamid. In the 1990s, the duo conducted a series of polls to determine what aspects were liked and disliked in art. With this data, the two constructed the most wanted and most unwanted paintings based on the results. So then this experimental musician, Dave Soldier, was enlisted to compose a musical extension to the product, resulting in the most wanted song and the most unwanted song. So the most wanted song features smooth guitar work by living color guitarist Vernon Reid, and while the most unwanted song is a cacophony of bagpipes, children celebrating the holidays, and an opera singer rapping about the Old West. Okay, so it's a pretty ugly LP on 180-gram blue and brown swirl vinyl. Very odd piece, but interesting nonetheless. Okay, and this is another real cool thing for fans of the movie Scream. This is Marco Beltrami, the Scream scores. This is on red marbled vinyl. There's 4 LPs in here. First ever box set for the Scream franchise's original score features 3 hours of music. Over 80% of it is new to vinyl, with each of the 4 films getting a dedicated LP. So each record is pressed on translucent red vinyl with black smoke, placed into heavy full-color sleeves and housed within a die-cut wraparound package that expands out to be a huge 3-foot by 2-foot image of the mask of Ghostface on the front. and new notes with classic film stills on the reverse. A must-own for Scream fans. So, see, there you go. All right, hang on. Don't want to cough in your face again. All right, this one, Tindersticks, Past Imperfect, Best of the Tindersticks on City Slang. 30 years of Tindersticks, the best of 91 through 2021. Double LP with 20 career-spanning tracks, plus unreleased song Both Sides of the Blades from the Claire Denis film Avec Amour Enchantement comes with a download code. Now, there's also another version of this for people that are like, you know, your diehards. This is limited deluxe 4-vinyl LP box set. It's a hand-numbered edition of 3,200 worldwide, and it's on orange vinyl. And this one has a Past Imperfect double LP, pressed on transparent orange vinyl. And it's got, you know, the same Both Sides of the Blades, the unreleased track. But it's got Live at Glasgow City Hall's 5th October 2008 2 LPs. So it's got that also, first time on vinyl. All right, so that is available. All right, now we have Tortoise, self-titled, also on Thrill Jockey, sold out on vinyl for many years. The 1994 self-titled debut from Tortoise, finally back. 2012 edition has been remastered to vinyl by Roger C. Bell at SAE Mastering. The packaging emulates the original with this chipboard jacket that was custom silk-screened by Dan McAdam at Crosshair in Chicago. Also included is an insert and a free download coupon. An American post-rock band that formed in Chicago, Illinois in 1990. The band incorporates krautrock, dub, minimal music, electronica, and jazz into their music as a combination, sometimes termed post-rock. So it's on a limited edition white with black streaks vinyl. And that is how you know that is it says on the barcode sticker at the back. All right, this one is Vanishing Twin, and it is called Uki Geku. It's on Fire Records. This is the latest full-length for the London-based quartet. If you're seeking a dose of danceable retro-futurist fun, then this is a good bet. Though far from original, it offers plenty of upbeat, colorful, and likable tunes. Okay, then we have, these are all reissues. This is Wobbler. Wobbler is a Norwegian progressive symphonic rock band that was formed in 1999. These are all on the Charisma Records label. Afterglow is the second album they released in 2009. It's a good album if you want to sit down and hear some musicians prog out. That's kind of what their whole scene is. Then we have Hinterland. That was, let's see, first released on Laser's Edge in 2005. So let me see. I think this might be their first album then. Yeah, it was released on Termo Records digitally and panchromatic vinyl in 2016. So it's kind of come back in and out a few times. Then we have Rights at Dawn. It's the third album by this band. So that was released by Termo Records in 2011. So it's back for you now. Okay, guys, that wraps up the thing. Whew, I hope you found something that sounds interesting, and I hope this didn't run too long. It's going on 44 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up and say goodnight, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we're open 10 to 4 over the weekend, so if you're local, please come in and say hi and grab yourself some new releases. And other than that, I will post the list down below with the prices. And remember, these prices, you know, if you're not local and you know, your shops have it a little different, got to remember that your price is always like adjusted by who you got it from, and the more times it has to change hands, like to get to you as a store, you know, dealer, you know, the price goes up every time because everybody needs a little cut of the action. And God, with the way vinyl prices are going now, it's a rich man's game. Okay, have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.